I want to read a tweet, and then Lance, I want to come to you. This is Lynn Wood tweeted, indisputable photographic evidence that Antifa violently broke into Congress today to elicit harm and do damage. These are not Trump supporters. Don't be fooled. Trump supporters are peaceful. It was Antifa that created the violence in our cities over the past several months. But if you look at the handle down at the bottom of his photo that he took, do you see what it says? PhillyAntifa.org. Wow. That's his own picture. There's his own handle inside the Capitol building. We have a picture of that guy with the buffalo horns there. He was up there in the well of the Senate as well. But there it is. It's his own photo that he posted himself. Sometimes criminals are not too bright, are they, Lance?
Supporters storm U.S. Capitol, clash with the police. But the interesting part of that is at 9:33 a.m. We saw nothing at 9:33 a.m. Is there something we missed? Have they responded to this?
Nobody's ever responded to me. I mean, there's a lot of people with hypothetical questions. Is that a different time zone or whatever? But you'll notice that post says 9:33 a.m. Eastern time. So they actually gave the time zone of the posting along with the time. And then some people said, well, you know what, Chris Ann, there was some disruptions in the morning. I said, well, maybe there were disruptions in the morning, but the headline clearly says storms the Capitol. That did not happen at 9:33 a.m.
Man, it's a sad day for America, man. Not because we have people protesting. Our government sucks. The media sucks. That's all the blame goes towards, really, the media. Don't get me wrong. This has been building up for like the last few years, actually. Yeah, and I just turn on the TV and, the left, they're going to do their thing. They just point their finger at the other guy. No, y'all have y'all's hands in this just as much as anybody else. Our politician, our government, everybody, every last one of you suckers. Y'all suck.
But let's be very honest. Senator Cruz and Senator Hawley were not hyping up January 6th. They were not calling for people to fight in the streets. They were not saying this was our last stand. That being said, many members of Congress did do that. Many commentators did do that. Many in the media have been doing that for the last few weeks, constantly saying this is our time to fight. And let me tell you something very clearly. They've been lying to people. They've been lying to millions. They've been lying that January 6th was going to be this big solution for election integrity. It never was going to be. I mean, 2 hours of debate, forced 2 hours of debate, that was just some time for some opportunistic politicians to get 5 minutes of time on the floor.
That's why we have people protesting all year long. Yeah. That's why we have people storming the Capitol building. It's because our government sucks. It's because our media sucks. Y'all keep pointing fingers. Oh, look at these horrible Trump supporters. Oh, how un-American. No. I mean, they're not horrible people. They say it's un-American. This is the most American thing you can do, evidently. I mean, the left's been doing this for like the last 4 years, and y'all just called them peaceful protesters.
It was never going to solve anything, and it was always unconstitutional. You have to have these hard battles won at the state level. That's where the hard work is done. That's how you solve the important question of election integrity. And they lied to people, and they said, go fight. Go fight because everything's on the line. That's what they said. And when people fought, they came to fight, and then they fought Capitol Police, and now people are dead. And those same members of Congress who called people to fight, well, they were nowhere to be found because it was all fun and games to them. They never knew what a real fight was. Real fights are scary. Bullets flying, that's scary. The glass breaking, that's really scary. They were nowhere to be found. They scattered. They'd been talking about the courage to stand up to this, the courage to fight for weeks and weeks, but when it came down to it, there was no courage. That's what really happened, Martha, and that's what people need to know. They were lied to. They were lied to about what January 6th was.
You came here by yourself, right?
I did, yep.
All right, and what happened? You went to the Capitol, you just made your way to the front?
Yeah, so we listened to the president's speech over at the Ellipse in front of the White House, and we made our way down Constitution and Pennsylvania Avenues and walked up to the Capitol building. And by the time I got there, there were people already way up, climbing scaffolding up there, climbing up the stairs. There wasn't even any barricades to keep us out. Like maybe there were before I got there, but they were gone by the time I got there. I wanted to see what was going on, so I just kept climbing as far as I could. And you just have to understand there are so many people out there, you could only move so fast.
That's correct. They were loud. The Trump supporters were loud. They were enthusiastic. And once they got up to the top steps of the Capitol building, they were waving their flags. They were chanting USA. But I, with my own eyes, just a few feet away, did not see anything violent from that group. And of course, as you guys know, at some point yesterday afternoon, we had to leave the post that we were at there in the media area because some of the protesters, it wasn't some of the same people I saw on the steps, had broken through the metal barriers that they had us blocked off from. And thankfully, our security team was there, saw that, got us out of there. But you may have seen that video. The guy that came right up behind me, he was wearing black. He had a lot of fatigues and stuff on. He was not a police officer. He was an instigator and an agitator.
You went all the way to the Senate floor.
I did. I did. And we said a prayer in there. There was a guy up there. Actually, there was one guy up there who just said we should pray, and so some of us did, and he was on his bullhorn microphone thing, and he just consecrated it to Jesus and said, It is that to me was the ultimate statement of where we are in this movement. It's there's a flag that goes around out there, the appeal to heaven. Yep. And that was one of the original movements in what became the United States. Is we appeal to heaven because we, as individuals, we're powerless. We've been betrayed by Congress. We've been betrayed by the judicial branch. We've been betrayed by our local governments, our mayors, and everything. What are we supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. Why do you think we have people protesting? Just think about it. Y'all have lied for years. You never accepted Donald Trump as your president. You call him a white supremacist. Called him an illegitimate president. You had him impeached for breathing. Yeah. Y'all said he colluded with Russia. Now y'all trying to twist things around like this whole thing about just a conspiracy theory and that it's a fantasy. You know what the media could have did to prevent all this? Is if the media would have covered whether it's a conspiracy or not, that way we could have seen firsthand if it was true or not. Yeah. If the media would have did that job.
It's just you come to the end of your rope and you say, what else am I supposed to do? And you get swept up in a movement, and there's a bunch of people running and doing this, and it's just, and finally there's a chance that you can be heard and you can have your voice, patriotic voice for the Constitution, for the legitimacy of votes. Finally there's a chance, and we took that chance. I tried to be as respectful as I could while I was in there, while still saying what I felt needed to be said. But what else what were we supposed to do? Yeah. What are Americans supposed to do? No one will even listen to us. None of these people in Congress, none of these people, they just don't listen. Mm-hmm. Well, hello, can you hear me now? Yeah.